Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, then hi, my name is Sunay, but everyone calls me Sue. And in today's video, I want to share a few tips and tricks on healthy eating within a budget. So I just want to start off by saying I am by no means a dietitian or a professional. This is just some of the tips and the tricks that we incorporate into our weekly meal planning and that just works for us. So I know in today's modern life, just eating healthier is generally more expensive, but I do think that there are quite a few things that you can do to try and eat healthier, but which will still be quite affordable. So one of the first things that we do on a weekly basis is planning our meals. So I do feel during the weeks that we do meal planning, we are wasting a lot less food than what we generally do if we're not planning our meals for the week. And I would typically start off by either on a Sunday or a Monday morning, I'll go through my pantry or through my fridge and just see what do I have available and which produce or fruits and veg do we have left over from the previous week. And then I try to see how I can use those fruits and vegetables early on in the following week, just to make sure that we are not wasting those items or having to throw them away. And then in our weekly meal planning, the second thing that I do is I generally just go online and check which deals or specials are running at the moment. It can be at Tesco or whichever supermarket you prefer, and then I just try to incorporate those items that they are running a special on in our weekly meal plan. So yeah, I think meal planning is generally just great for like planning our week's meals and making sure that we know what we're going to have for each day, buying the exact quantities, what we're going to need, and then we use exactly what we need and we're not throwing away any of the food, which is generally just more affordable and not as expensive. And then also I try to incorporate or to make dinners that we can use as leftovers for the next day's lunch. So that way we are not burning as quickly through our groceries, if that makes sense. So yeah, leftovers is generally a great way to just make sure that we are not using our groceries up as quickly as we would normally do. Then the second tip that I have to make healthy eating a little bit more affordable is to incorporate cheaper produce into your meal plans. So vegetables like broccoli, carrots and potatoes are generally like very easy to use in stews, stir fries, as side dishes or just as a salad. So yeah, I think just cheaper produce is an easy way just to incorporate healthy fruits and vegetables, but it's still very affordable. And then I also found that buying them loose is generally a little bit more cheaper than buying them in packets, and buying them in packets also sometimes results in a little bit of food waste because like for example, if you buy a packet of potatoes, you might tend to not like use up all of the potatoes in the packet. So if I buy them loose, I can make sure that I buy the exact quantities that I'm going to use in my meal plan. Then the third tip that I have is to buy frozen fruits and vegetables. So I think it's easy to use frozen fruits in smoothies or just try and incorporate frozen vegetables in our dinners or in our weekly meals. So not only are they cheaper, but frozen fruits and vegetables are just as healthy or nutritious, even if not more. As soon as fruits and vegetables are picked, they immediately start to lose some of their nutrients. So between the time that the fruits and the vegetables are picked, transported to the store, and even like losing time standing on a shelf, the fruits and the vegetables already start to lose some of its nutrients. And then frozen fruits and vegetables are generally directly frozen after they are harvested, so most of those nutrients are preserved. So yeah, I think a lot of people do think that frozen fruits and vegetables are not as healthy, but I think they are indeed just as healthy, if not more. So yeah, I always just try to incorporate those into the meal plans or in the breakfasts as well. And then the fourth tip that I have is to eat more legumes. I don't know if that's the right way to pronounce it. English is not my first language if you have not figured that out yet. But legumes such as chickpeas, beans and lentils are generally very affordable, and they are a great source of protein and fiber. So also, just as a side note, the dried legumes are generally a little bit more cheaper than the canned alternatives. So legumes can easily be incorporated into salads, for example, like a nice chickpea salad, or just in soups or curries. And then because they are a great source of protein, it can help us to reduce our meat intake, which is not just healthier for us, it's also just better for the environment. And because they are a great source of fiber, I think it fills you up quicker for a lot less calories. The fifth and the final tip that I have is to buy less pre-made foods. So fruit medleys and pre-made salads are generally more expensive than just cutting up your fruits at home or making your own salads. I also thought of maybe making a video where I share a few of my salad recipes and ideas. So if you are interested in that, please comment down below. Then in this tip, I also want to make the Chipotle comparison. So I do think that a lot of people buy Chipotle or something similar for lunch. So on average, a lunch at Chipotle will cost us like between 10 to 15 pounds. And I think you can easily just take that 10 to 15 pounds and go and buy all of the ingredients and make 2 to 3, even 4 days worth of lunch with that amount of money. So yeah, I do think trying to eat healthy and buying your food is very expensive, and you can much easier like just make a lot more food for the same amount of money. And then also just making our own foods, I think it gives us better control over the amount of oils that we use in our food, and it allows us to use fat-free alternatives for the sour cream, for example. So yeah, we just have better control over the meal that we are taking. So by saying that, I'm not at all saying that we cannot spoil ourselves once in a while, but yeah, I do think that eating healthy still and trying to eat out is very expensive. So yeah, I think that is everything that I have for today. If you found this video informative or inspiring, or if you can use some of these tips in your weekly meal plans or in your everyday life, please comment down below. And then please be on the lookout where I try to incorporate some of these tips and tricks in our weekly meal plans. So yeah, just for you to find some inspiration on your weekly dinners. Yeah, I know it's sometimes it is difficult to come back home after a busy day and try and make a nice meal that is still healthy and affordable. So yeah, I'm more than happy to help out with that.